Hi, this is Reggie Coates with Heartfelt Music, and this is lesson 2 of our music theory, going through musictheory.net. And so if you were to look at lessons here, we're going to go through the second lesson called note duration. Now when you look at this, there's 5 different note types, and the length of time that a note is played is called a note duration, which is determined by the type of note. The first one here is called a whole note and is the longest note duration in modern music. Um, you will notice that every time you add something to a note, it cuts its length in half. So this normally in 4/4 time would get 4 beats, and so the half note, you add a stem, and this cuts it in half, so this would get 2 beats in 4/4 time. It takes 2 half notes to equal a whole note, just like a pie, a whole pie, 2 half pies. Okay, and then there's quarter notes, which you fill it in, add something else to it, and it cuts it in half again. So in 4/4 time, this would be 4, 2, and then 1. And 4 quarter notes equals a whole note, and 2 of them equal a half note. And then there's smaller durations than the quarter note, and so you add another thing called a flag. And each flag halves the value of a note, and so the 8th note has 1 flag and gets in 4/4 time, half a beat. And then if you add another one, actually it takes 2 8th notes to equal a quarter note. And if you add another flag, then cuts it in half again. And instead of a half note, now it's an 8th note. Not a half note, that's an 8th note. That's a 16th note. And so 2 16th notes equals an 8th note, and 4 16th notes equals a quarter note. Although it's possible to have notes with 3 or more flags, they are not used very often because it gets harder to read. And here's a chart that displays all of them in their order. So like a whole note, half note, quarter note, 8th note, and 16th notes. So get to know these. And there's one more exercise that I want you to do. And if you go back to the exercises here, we're going to go to note identification. And we did this in lesson 1 as well. We're going to go to the settings gear and make sure that it's on treble clef only, and that the range goes from the E down here to an F up on the top line, bottom line to the top line. And then lines and spaces, only one key signature, there's no sharps or flats. And then note names, letters, helpers, no, accidentals, no, note filter, no, and then next question after audio. But the thing that's a little different is we're going to go to challenge mode, and we're going to turn that on. So click on that, and we're going to put this to 3 minutes. You'll only have 3 minutes to do this, and we're going to put it at 30 questions. So this is the same thing you did last time, but for lesson 1, but now we're going to have a time limit and a question limit. And we'll make it so that you don't have multiple attempts right now. So as I get out of that, it says, do you want to start right now to start the challenge? And what I'm going to do, so that's a little shorter, I'm going to put it on 1 minute, and I'm going to do just 10 questions so you can see how this goes. All right, so it goes back to here, and you can reset the score, make sure it's set to 0. And so we're going to start the challenge. All right, I don't have a helper, but I know that the spaces going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, spell face, F-A-C-E. So that is an A. Okay, then that's a G because this treble clef circles that second line, so that's a G. And then I go, oh, there's another A. F for face, F-A-C-E, A again. And then there's a D, an F for face again, and then C. And only 2 more questions. I've only got 14 seconds. Uh-oh, that's a D because it's right after C, so that's a D. And there's also an E here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I have a new high score, 10 out of 10. I got 100 points, and I finished 2 seconds early. So now from here, you could start it again if you want, or you can view the report, and this is what I want you to email to me. So you say view the report, put your name in here, and sign the report. It gives me all the information right here, and then it says what do you want to do. You copy the link, and then I want you to go to whatever email you have and send it to me. So send it to Reggie at Heartfelt Music, and there's the link, and make sure you put your name in there. So you could say this is Reggie's lesson 2 exercise. That's it. And then you'd put, your name or whatever, and send it to me. Bam. Go. Got it. Okay. And that would be it. So getting back to here, I hope you enjoyed this lesson 2, and stay tuned for more.